Who am I speaking with?
It's Aaron Cano, Vice President of Marketing, Operations and Planning for FreshDirect.
And for those people who don't know, what is FreshDirect?
It's online grocery, no retail, just go online and grocery delivered to your home.
So that's an awesome model. What I loved about your presentation was you were talking about how we were so overloaded with technical, we barely looked at analytics, and now we're moving into trying to look at more analytics to essentially improve customer relations. But you also said this has to be an iterative process. So how do you go about iterating analytics and connecting that to your CRM system?
Building analytics is baby steps. So FreshDirect is built on operations, so it's a rich data set in terms of what's working, in terms of data, groceries, plant, production, marketing, communication process. But the analytics today has really been, I'll say, simple in terms of what's working, what's not working. Send out email, send out direct mail. But the real detailed analytics that drives the business is a slow process. So you spend some time, build the data, operationalize the data, and then really find the stories and tell the stories little by little. So once you get a story out, you share it. Whether it's good or bad, you have to share those stories. And then once it works, then more people come by and talk to you, get more involved in the business. Again, not just marketing, it's merchandising, it's transportation, and really sell the story about the customer in terms of their behaviors, in terms of what they want to, how they want to engage with FreshDirect, how they want to be communicated to, how they want to interact with the company, and then share that back.
A story is often a very sort of time-consuming process to create. But if I have a story behind a customer, and then I can build a relationship with a customer. So is there a way to, I guess, create stories from analytics in a more not time-consuming way, I guess is my question.
No, absolutely. And again, business intelligence, you look at numbers, but all those numbers have a story behind them. So when you look at a trend, the reason why. So why are customers going up? You're getting new customers coming in. Why? It could be a simple answer. It could be I could spend 10 minutes to find the story, or it could spend maybe 2 days to find the story. But the story's in there, and then you share it. And it could be because what we talked about during the presentation, the source of the customers was changing. So they're coming from a different source. They need a different marketing story behind them. So talk to them differently, differentiate your communications going forward. So now is changing the marketing strategies going forward in a real big way. From it was a 2-hour story we put together.
You've only been with the company for 2 months, but what have you discovered in that little time that you've been there that you didn't know day one walking in?
Quite a bit. But they're hungry for information. The organization is hungry to really understand the customer, where they weren't having those conversations. The conversations in the hallway were about revenue. It was about orders. It was about process. It was about operationalizing the process. But now the story is slowly changing. It could be about the customer. It needs to be about the customer in terms of what's working, who the customer is, just what their profile is, whether it be demographics or purchase behaviors.
But actually, it's interesting, you said they had mostly a discussion about processes, but if you don't have your processes in place, you won't be able to serve the customer.
No, absolutely true, and that's where FreshDirect is a young company, been around for 7 years, and I think they now have that operation part nailed down. So now you have to transition that, and now you build a corporation out of it and really now focus on the customer. And I think the time is now to do that.